to the top. You
Pop
can
is
bet
good, man.
that.
We back on deck. Deme D on deck with If You Ask Me. Got the same guest, of course, obviously, Stro Mac, Struggle the Preacher. This segment, we're going to talk about, everyone has top 10 albums that's on their list, right? But what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to put some light on an album that is not regularly talked about, if that's a good way to put it, right? Because I feel like if you're a hip-hop junkie, you should at least have one or two albums on your top 10 that's just like not a given, like everyone has, right? So today, we're going to talk about one from each person here, one of their top 10s. I'm going to give you the floor again, Struggle the Preacher.
Alright, so
This is, I'm going to introduce your album. He has a top 10, Tragedy Gaddafi. If you don't know about him, catch up. This album is Thug Matrix, which is on your top 10, right? Let them know why this made your top 10 list.
well, when I first actually heard the Blinded by Science song, I downloaded it off the internet, and it was, how you download it, and all tracks they untitled, so you don't know.
Right. Oh man, I remember those days.
Before was the song there, and you couldn't just go to Google and start typing lyrics. Now you can do that, and it shows up, what song and everything. But back then, I was like, I've been listening to it. I was like, well, who's that? And
Was that your first introduction, Tragedy?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, I think it was 2006, maybe 2005.
Nice.
Actually, when he dropped it, it was around that time. And I was listening to it all the time, especially that song. And he has another song, Aura. Yeah, it's called Aura. Or I've Been Waiting. Sometimes it goes by two different names.
Yeah, back then it could have more than one title.
And yeah, the song also featured the girl. He said the girl was from somewhere from Massachusetts or something. When I talked to Tragedy, I asked about the song, specifically like who was the girl, because when you go through the credits, there is nobody like featured artists like him, only him. So and those two tracks really stood out to me, and I actually featured one of his songs in my feature movie there, and when I talked to him, and yeah, it was cool. So speaking of the album, it's like you said, it's something not given, and you have to, it's not so popular.
Right, something you really have to check
still,
for.
we have a lot of music that people don't know about, but it's still cool music, and I think that's one of the. I think this is one of the most wonderful things about music when you discover music. Not what you hear, but what they give you. Because when what they give you, you know that it's like mentored by somebody. They want you to hear that kind of music, But when you discover music on your own, that's when you find all those gems, And I think this album falls into that.
That's Tragedy Gaddafi, Thug Matrix, who's also pretty much like a 90s, early 90s artist. He used to go by Intelligent Hoodlum. So he has a lot of projects as well. Shout out to him, man. Queens all day, every day, you're already. So, and your pick, I really liked your pick, right? Because it's not like I wasn't aware of this person, but I think at the time it was just like, all right, whatever, man. I listened to the album and I moved on. But you putting this on your top 10 list made me really go back and listen to it. This is Smooth the Hustler, Once Upon a Time in America, right? That's the title.
Yes.
So when you put it on your list, I didn't even know what it was. I'm like, Once Upon a Time in America. Went back, straight fire, Smooth as the man, and Brooklyn in the house. Let me know why that was your pick.
I mean, when that album came out, he already had 2 singles popping at the time.
Crazy.
He had 2 singles popping, and one of them to me is one of the best back and forth songs.
Crazy.
Out there. Broken Language with his brother, Trigger the Gambler. The beat was just crazy, and the album itself. At the time, DR Period did the whole album with the exception of one song. DR Period at the time was only really fucking with MOP, and I think there was a little beef with them. So because of that, he swayed away and he started fucking with Smooth the Hustler. The collection of beats that DR Period put on there, was insane to me. The production on there was at such a high level, streetwise, and the concepts of each song, Smooth the Hustler to me lyrically was dope back then. I still think he's dope. He had different concepts.
Yeah, don't skim over that.
Nah, he's dope. He's dope.
He was fucking dope.
He's
I wasn't a big fan.
And he was so looked over. I don't know why they looked over him, especially this album, because this album to me was it's one of the best albums I've ever heard. That's why it's in my top 10. It's complete. The production on there doesn't slack. DR Period, the majority of the tracks he did, there's like maybe one or two okay beats he did, but the rest of the beats is fire. The first track where he just starts off and just hits you with the drum, and then on top of that, Smooth the Hustler concept. His album, like he'll talk about the street shit, and then he'll have a song where like he's talking about the real shit, like where he regrets in regards to that. Food for thought.
Was crazy.
And that was before Jada did Why. Before Jada did it, Smooth the Hustler did it first.
Say it again.
Smooth the Hustler did the Why before Jada did Why. Smooth the Hustler did it. That was crazy. And the Hustler was like, I think his first single, and that was popping. And then like the back and forth with him and his brother, the songs were like him and DV alias Christ. I was loving it.
Nice. It was nice.
I was loving. Like I wanted to see DV alias Christ and Lord Have Mercy do an album together because I was feeling them too. I was like, yeah, they'd be perfect at the time. I was like, they'd be perfect. But the songs he got with his brothers is dope. He had like 3 songs with
Trigger the Gambler. My Ace, yeah,
my brother, my Ace, Murder Fast, Broken Language. The songs he got with DV alias Christ is crazy. Like I said, he has the hard street shit. And that's the track that wasn't produced by DR. That was the only track that wasn't produced by DR. And
I had to pull up the listing.
Yeah. That was the only one DR didn't produce, and that shit was still crazy.
It was fire.
Food for Thought is dope. Family Conflicts. Only Human. I love that track. That track.
That shit had to skip when he was talking to his mom.
Yeah. I'm only human, mom. And then the beat comes, I'm only human.
Nah, chill.
Like, that track shows basically the regrets that he has. But it's like, I have to do this, but I know like when I'm doing this fucked up. So it's like, it wasn't all about, I'm in the streets, I'm doing this, I'm above everybody. He showed like both sides of it, which there's a few artists that did that. Like Jay did that. Jay had, album where he shows the hustle shit.
State property.
He shows the regret, state property. There's not that many albums artists that on one album, they show both sides, not just the whole album is about selling drugs. And I'm the man for selling drugs. Life, yeah. I'm living the high life. It's like I'm selling drugs on the high life. But then I did it because of this. I'm not happy about doing it, but I have to do it because of this. So he gave me both sides of that. Like to me, the album's a complete album. It's one of the most, we had that segment where I was talking about Murder Music, how it was well put together. To me, that's another album that's just well put together. Like every song works with it. There's no conflict regardless of the lyrics is dope. DR period murdered it. And that one song he didn't do, that was Murder 2. That was
Glocks on Cock.
Yeah, Glocks on Cock. Who did that? That was I forgot. Oh, Kenny G. Kenny G did that. That was dope too. That was the only one DR didn't do. That shit was fire too. I still listen. I listened to that album like maybe about a month ago. Like I always go back to that album.
Damn,
like
that's what I was gonna say.
I always, whenever I'm in the mood, like I don't feel like listening to anything new. I'm kind of tired. Who I want to listen? I put on that Smooth the Hustler.
That's what I was going to say.
There's a few albums that I do that, like I said, you already know my number one favorite album of all time. I'll go back to that too when I feel like, listening to something back when I want to break from what's out now.
Which is often. But, so we're going to, check those albums out. We got Tragedy Gaddafi with Thug Matrix, Smooth the Hustler, Once Upon a Time. And we're going to jump into the movie portion like we always do. This movie is Bad Boys 1. The featured artist is Will Smith. And Lars. Yeah. I mean, Martin's the man, but we just shouting out the rapper, man. When this shit came out, man, I think this shit is like monumental. I don't know why. I just think the chemistry, but when they were talking about this shit happening, it just was like some people was dying for.
I tell you why it was monumental. It was monumental because that was the first time you really had like a cop movie, like a cop partner that were both black. And not only were they were both black, but they were known to us. Martin was popping.
They were both popping.
Martin was popping.
Okay, that plays a big part.
But Martin, I think, was a bigger artist than Will Smith, I think, at the time. Like Martin, I don't know. Cause wait, did Will
Smith was kicking
at that Independence Day before that or after that?
I don't think that was Independence Day yet.
Because Independence Day is what
this was before Independence Day. Yeah, I don't think
because Independence Day is what really blew him up, and then Men versus Black like skyrocketed. But before that, Martin I think was the bigger artist.
Was definitely the man.
He was the bigger artist, and we all knew Martin.
But the Fresh Prince was out already.
The Fresh Prince was out.
That was kicking, man.
That was kicking, but Fresh Prince wasn't Martin. Martin was higher up there than the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Martin Lawrence was a bigger artist, actor-wise, than Will Smith. Will Smith had some roles, so Like you knew Martin Lawrence and you knew Will Smith, but I think when they came out to see the dynamics, like these are two black cops. This is not one black one, one white one. This is not Lethal Weapon. You know, this ain't like Starsky and Hutch. This is two black,
And they both were
and they played
doing
each other.
comedic relief though.
Yeah,
It wasn't like one serious one.
Yeah, they both was funny, and they both was so different, but at the same time, because that's what they was. It's always like with Lethal Weapon, you know, Danny Glover is completely different. The family man, the more stable, and Mel Gibson is, you know, off the hinge jump, you know. And this one was like they kind of used that formula. You know, Martin was the family man, and Will Smith was the rich dude. Like, and that's different too. Like
Bachelor life.
living the bachelor life, rich. Like he's playing cop. That was the whole thing.
That's what's the whole thing. He's like, I need this.
He played
You just
cop.
an action junkie.
You know, you got a Porsche. Like, but they played each off each other like great. Like I love that movie. And like I said, it was the first.
So they
It was
got
our
two
movie.
more. They
It
got
was-
another one
yeah.
coming.
It was our movie. Like, oh, this is a cop movie for
That
us.
definitely was for us.
It's for us. And they were dope. Like the action scenes was dope.
Action
The
scenes
comedy
was
was dope. Like there was really no negative part of the movie.
So before we close it out, we're gonna say Martin or Will, who did a better job?
I don't know, cause you know
Go
what they
with
played.
Martin or
Yeah,
Will?
with Martin.
Go with Martin.
They
I
play-
think I'm going Martin, bro.
I think I'm going with Martin
Going
because
Martin?
Martin was really
Alright, so we're gonna close it out there though. Shout out to Bad Boys. That shit was a great movie. Check these two albums out, man.
They
If you
coming
ask
out.
me, tune into another segment, man. Hip hop.